doctor's degree. They're more than any surgeon this world could ever see. He can remove a stony heart, put a new one in its place. Jesus does this from inside out, making scars without a trace. And he built a clear highway to heaven. You and me that travels there on. Let me on a clear highway to heaven. These little signs that you don't have to travel alone. These little signs that you don't have to travel alone.
Let's remember Kathleen and Gurney Chabel and Frank Wilson.
Give your heart to him, become a believer in the one who is our lost soul receiver. There's nobody like him. You've never seen anybody like Jesus. You've never met anybody like him.
The views, opinions, positions, or strategies expressed on WLAF TV 12 do not necessarily reflect those of the staff, management, ownership, or advertisers of WLAF TV 12, 1450 WLAF Radio, FM 100.9, or 1450WLAF.com.
Hey, this is Mark with Insurance Consultants. You're used to seeing Blake McCoy sitting here, and I'm up here cutting a new commercial for y'all to look at. I help people with have Medicare and TennCare, and if you've got any questions about what you're eligible for, whether you should be getting extra benefits, is your plan changing, or do you even need anything to go with your Medicare? Those are the types of questions I can help you with. Please give me a call at 1-866-691-5571. I'll be glad to give you a call, and as always, we charge nothing for our services. If we can help you in any way, we'll be glad to do it. Y'all have a good day.
Welcome to RaisX.
RaisX has a friendly service with a family environment with that country kick. It's a family owned with delicious food, offering breakfast, lunch, supper all day long, and great steaks, wonderful salmon. Also for that sweet tooth, pies and much more. For the kids, games, daily specials, dine in or carry out. Call 423-569-3354. Call RaisX today.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor. Here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Hi, I'm Ann Love with Linda Kilgore State Farm Agency. I have worked in the insurance and financial services industry for over 20 years, formerly with the John R.W. Brown Agency. I'm a native Campbell County and enjoy helping people with their insurance needs. Stop by and see me for all your insurance needs.
Now with a full line of independent rear suspension options, the all-new Foreman Rubicon and Rancher automatic DCT models are equally ready to work. And and have fun. Part of the growing ATV family from Honda.
Why do my customers choose Husqvarna power equipment? That's easy, because my landscaping crew has to rely on a durable product.
I need the performance and quality that Husqvarna provides.
And the innovative products that help me move on with my day.
For maintenance parts or accessories, I don't have to go far. I know my Husqvarna dealer is right around the corner. Make the impossible possible and visit a Husqvarna dealer near you.
Visit your local Husqvarna dealer or go to Husqvarna.com for more information.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome again to Campbell County Issues. Tonight's show is also being brought to you by True Value Homes. True Value Homes in Scott County. It's Highway 63 and 27. Folks, I went out, and I might have told you this last week, but still, I went out to see for myself. And I went through 3 or 4 homes and see how they was putting things together, and they building islands for a kitchen and stuff like this, and fireplaces they put in them. And I'm telling you, they're just absolutely beautiful. And they were using 2x4s and with counting your 2x4s and your they have them with your paneling or sheetrock or whatever you want in them. They you can have them fixed up just about any way you want them. It costs you a little bit more for this, a little bit more, but you'd still be surprised at the cost. And the thing, and how to get in a house. There's so much land around this part of the country in Scott County and Campbell County. Hey, how many lots do you know it's out there with septic tanks on them and electricity that's not being used, and you're paying taxes on them? You can use that as down payment, folks. That's just great. And the number over there is 663-8633, Keith Pothfelder. On Ron's golf cart and indoor flea market, you know, spring is just around the corner. And the most handiest thing in the world once you get 65 years older is a golf cart. I mean, I'm not going to say that I'll never be without one, but it's just so much more fun. You just don't have to sit in the house or walk around afraid you're going to break a leg or something other. Get in that golf cart and ride around down on the farm or out the road and just enjoy it. And they're very reasonable, folks. I know for some people they might be a little high, but you still always get something in your cost range. And he takes care of those things, and he cleans them up, and if they need greasing, he greases them. He needs new batteries, he put new batteries in it. And what if he takes care of it? That's Ron's Golf Carts and Indoor Flea Market. Got several things to talk to you about tonight, but first of all, there is no school in Campbell County tomorrow. No school. Now, last week whenever I went off the air, folks, my eyes, and you'll have to pardon me, they are driving me up a wall. And it's like I'm crying. And with all this crap I have to put on them and this and that, and it gets on my glasses and I can't see nothing. But anyway, Mr. Henson and I were talking about politics last week. And I told him, I said, whenever I come back next week, let's mean you talk right off the bat. I know and a lot of people wondered, well, is that nut going to be there tonight? Folks, this is the times that I like to be here. I mean, I don't go out here and try to speed to get here. I normally drive the speed limit to get here, but when it's like this, I might drive 40 miles an hour. I'm not going to get run over, but I'm going to be careful. So, because I know sitting at the house, I get bored just like you do, and I like to have somebody to talk to or something to happen. So, Mr. Henson, if you're watching, give us a call. Because I watched something Saturday night that I never dreamed in my life that I'd ever see. And whenever the the debate was over, I called my brother and I asked him, I said, "Did you watch the debate tonight?" He said, "I sure did." I asked him, I said, "Well, who was the loser?" He said, "All of them." I said, "You know, I think the winner tonight was the Democrat Party, because I never seen the way they were calling each other names and screaming and hollering back and forth. Now I'm going to tell you, and I will keep my word. I know that there was a person out there that said if I sang a couple of songs back about 3 years ago, that he would vote Democrat. So, but if John Kasich would get the nomination, that would be the first time that I'd voted for a Republican president since Ronald Reagan. And I honestly regretted voting for Ronald Reagan, but he had done a good job, I thought, the first time, but the second time I wasn't happy with him at all. But anyway, John Kasich, Bill Clinton, if he was running today, I'd vote for him. If he could run, I would vote for him. I thought he was the best president we've ever had. But I thought John Kasich, whenever he was in Congress and he was the budget director, he done a great job. And they went from under George Bush the first, we were headed down the wrong path as far as the monies, and under Carter the same thing. But whenever we went to Clinton, whenever he went out of office, we're paying off the debt. We had surpluses and on each year coming around. But now he did not cut taxes. He did increase taxes a little bit, but I never noticed it, and most of us wouldn't notice it. If taxes goes up just a little bit, especially if you're not making a lot of money, you're not going to notice $20 or $30 a year. But anyway, he done a great job, and whenever I watched the debate Saturday night, Kasich's the only one. Well, Dr. Carson acted like he did have a little bit of leadership qualities, but the others, I'm telling you, and woe be honest, if Cruz was to get elected, I can't imagine, I cannot imagine Ted Cruz ever being a president. I can't even. And Trump, I don't know. I know there's a lot of people here in Campbell County that loves Trump, but I'm not one of them. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Mr. Gibb.
Hey, now we can talk. I know, because the people don't tune in too much until about 7:30 or 8 o'clock, or I mean 8:30 or 9 o'clock. So we can just talk all we want to.
Well, when you get a call, I'll surrender my time.
Don't worry about it.
I can't hardly remember everything we was discussing, but I believe I asked the question, or that Hillary had been asked, what the difference was between a socialist and the Democrat.
Uh-huh.
And she wouldn't answer the question. And would you like to
try to
the difference?
Well, listen, I mean, there are socialist programs, and we are a lot of got a socialist programs. There's no question about it, and the ones that we have, like Medicare, Medicaid, the food stamp program, I wouldn't want to take them away. But you know, one of the things that I've said about Sanders, you know, why would we? Sanders is promising that we can send the kids to college through all 4 years, and I know you and I talked about that a little bit last week. and we talked about health care, and we talked about a lot of things. But now, myself, I believe that we do have to have some of those programs there, and we need to find a way to make sure that everybody does have health care one way or another. I really do believe in that. But what Sanders is doing, all we have to do now is find a way to where we could buy everybody a car and give them a house, and we just take care of it under his program. So I can't go as far as Sanders, but I do believe that we are, to me, a Democrat is more, I guess, in favor of taking care of the needy, or even not the needy. I mean, there's people out there that's not needy, but they take advantage of the programs more than anybody in the world. And I just believe that we just can't turn our back on the elderly and on children. And I don't think that the Republican Party wants the government involved in those programs, and that's what bothers me the most.
Well, we as a society, I think that we have a misconception of, or we've changed, I guess, what it is, our opinion of the meaning of words. And the word free is one that gets used, should I say freely?
It does. It does get used freely, yes, it does.
The healthcare situation, he proposes that everyone should be, okay, let me back up and say it this way. He says that healthcare should be a right. And that...
you're talking about Sanders.
Yeah. I slip and call him Barney every now and then.
Yeah, well, that's his name, Barney Sanders.
Okay. Well, okay. But anyhow,
Bernie Sanders.
Well, if we agree, and I believe, don't you agree that everyone should have free health care?
I do believe that we should find a way to have free health care, but I don't know how to do it. I don't think that the Obama way is the absolute right way. I really don't. But now, if you'll recall, Mr. Fannin sat right here and talked and said, you know, under this plan, if the people knows how to use it properly, we were able to drop the insurance that we had for all of our employees, and we were able to move them at a cheaper cost, which they still have to pay for their insurance, but at a much lower rate than what they were having to pay. So we know that the insurance companies are that maybe we need to have to change the way we do the insurance. It has to be another way. I think that the insurance, not just in healthcare, insurance companies, they'll drop you to drop a drop of a hat. Now, I do like my insurance company that advertises here with me, because I've never had no problem with them. But I had Prudential about 20 years ago, and had a very small, I mean, absolutely nothing to happen other than my dog grabbed a hold of a man's breeches leg. It was working around the house and just barely broke the skin. And I happened to be in some foreign country somewhere. I don't know where I was at. But anyway, my wife called me and said that what had happened. I said, did it break the skin? And she said, yes, it broke the skin. I said, send him to the doctor, because we don't want to take no chances for someone getting lockjaw or getting some kind of something or other from it. Sent them to the doctor. My insurance for my home at that time was running me approximately $1,400 a month.
So what we like insurance, I don't hold too much with insurance.
Yeah, you know what, my insurance went up from $1,400 a month to $4,800 a month.
Well, but myself,
And they cancel me.
on the insurance thing before Obama and whatever else. Back when I was younger, let me put it that way, and pursuing the American dream before I couldn't get a definition of the American dream, I had no insurance, none whatsoever. And my philosophy was very simple. If I get killed or something happens to me, sell a piece of junk and bury me, and that's it. I mean, it was simple, but
Yeah.
rather than have that philosophy, I could have said, oh, I'm going to insure myself to the gills. I'm going to give these insurance companies everything that I can earn or whatever, and I wasn't earning much. I know I've heard everybody say the 50 cents. Well, I did. I know what it is to deliver coal for 50 cents a ton.
Yeah.
And if you can make $40 a week, you're really flying.
Yep.
And I know that. I experienced it.
I did too.
But
I'm a little older than you, aren't
I? Just a little. But here's the point. I could have spent every dime I made on insurance. I preferred not. I had to take the risk and try not to get broke up or banged up no worse than I had to, to get there. But anyhow, it was a choice. And what we've done to insurance right now is this Obama thing does not give people a choice. They've got a choice right now. But this choice that they're making, as it goes further up, is going to get so expensive. And I went through this thing before. It's a hidden trap that's going to catch them. And they had to change the thing. You can't pass a tax the way they did this thing. But it is a tax, is what it is. But they renamed it something else, some other way, because the IRS administers this thing. So it's a tax. It's taxed onto your income tax return. And like I say, the IRS administers it. And the IRS is nothing more than a tax collection or whatever agency.
Bunch of crooks.
Well, anyhow, here's where I'm coming back to. The word free, there is nothing there.
No, there's no such thing as free.
Okay. Hillary and Sanders have about the same philosophy or same point on this thing. The only thing is they word it differently. Now, I just heard Hillary tonight, and of course, what you see as a clip may have happened last week. But she strongly believes in single payer. And we went through that before, what single payer means. And it just simply means that the government is in charge of it, of the insurance. Now, people don't stop to think, okay, let me back and say this. The people who are enjoying the benefits of Obamacare, they don't ever stop to think that he took, I believe it was $800 billion out of Medicare whenever they started this thing to finance it. And we know all about the rigmarole we went through trying to get the computers to work and all that stuff.
Ain't that the truth?
I'm sorry.
But
anyhow.
Isn't that the truth?
This is just one thing, and there's no such thing as free. Now, whenever you talk about how do we pay for it, how are we paying for all the things right now that we can't afford? It's just like if we want to pay to guarantee everyone college, we do it the same way that we're paying for the president to take an untold amount of money to go on vacation and take his whole family, several C-131 aircraft, to haul the motorcade and everything to Africa and all this stuff. Now, we might say that he deserves it. To me, I don't care whether he's Democrat or Republican, to spend that type of money, that money is coming from the working people out here. And it seems to me like if he's hired and he's supposed to be there, as Hillary says, who's going to answer the phone at 2 o'clock in the morning, that means he's hired for 7 days a week, 24/7. But getting back to the amount of money that's spent on this stuff, it seems to me like that he could take a vacation in the backyard or somewhere without spending that type of money. And we're talking about stuff that this country is so corrupt. The CIA, the ladies that they're hiring of the night down there, and or everywhere they go, and all this stuff, and what we hear is just the tip of the iceberg of what's going on in this country. And this country, I don't foresee us continuing forever. Now, your opinion in a exchange we've had in time past was, as far as the national debt is concerned, you're not concerned. But
Absolutely.
We don't ever intend to pay it back anyhow.
No, I have absolutely no concern whatsoever.
And that is, am I correct in because we never intend to pay it back?
I would say that the debt that each one of those other countries that we owe them money, and it's not where we are actually borrowing money in a way that most people think we're borrowing. Most of that is where the countries that where we send so much money out in trade. It's just like sending to China. How much stuff do you see that Walmart or these big box stores, everything is going out, and we keep buying that stuff, and they come back and they buy bonds from us, and we are supposed to be good for those bonds. And let's just say China today. China's in serious trouble. They call back. Let's just say that they say we're in debt to China because, and that debt is not where we've borrowed money so we could build airplanes and bombs and whatever. It's because they bought our bonds.
Okay, now we're mixing two things here. We're talking about the trade deficit, which is
and whose fault is that?
Okay, let me address that in just a minute. But let me say that we're talking about two things. We're talking about the trade deficit, where we buy more from other countries, not just China, but where we buy more stuff than we sell. But anyhow, let me go back to our national debt. Our national debt is not totally held by other countries. It's also held by citizens.
Absolutely. It's helped many citizens here in the United States. I mean, and right now, the best buck for my money is to buy bonds.
Okay, now, whenever the government sells these bonds, and the interest comes due on them, the people who are paying the interest on this is, like I say, it goes back to the working people out here. And eventually, now we're paying somewhere around, I believe it's it's getting close to, it's going to be $1 trillion. We're paying about $700 or $600 trillion now. Not trillion.
But billions.
Excuse me.
Billions.
Billions.
Yeah.
Interest now. First thing you know, we're going to be up to about $1 trillion in interest per year that we're paying. And sooner or later, what we'll do, of course, we'll start printing more money, which it's just numbers on paper.
Right.
But no household, no business, nothing can exist by doing it this way. But anyhow, you're coming up on a hard...
Let me make one more
Go ahead.
point here. Just like we was talking here, and even some of that, do you realize that whenever that you can't do that right now the way it used to be, but 20 years ago, whenever, let's just say Campbell County, they wanted to borrow $10 million to do something other. Do you know that whenever they floated those bonds, that I could go out there and I could buy just as much of that as I could afford, or to somebody, because whenever somebody, let's just say the bank down here, Campbell County wanted to borrow $10 million, and the bank down here said, okay, we will float that and cover that bond for you. Do you know that back then it was about 9%? Do you know that you didn't have to pay income tax on that?
That's correct. If you buy municipal bonds, you don't.
And
you don't pay.
You don't see, and that's where they make so much money, the people that gets them. And again, like I said, here's our biggest problem, in my personal opinion, is that let's just take Indonesia, let's take China, any of those countries that's working these people for $2 an hour, say. In America, you can't get people to work for $2 an hour. You can't get people to work for even $10 an hour. And when they do work, you can't sell the products. I know I was in that business. You can't sell your products because you cannot pay the prices. In North Carolina with mills that was over 100 years old and had all kinds of flaws in them, but still the workers made $15 an hour, or anywhere from $10 to $15 an hour. You go to Honduras, or you go to the Dominican Republic, or you go to Indonesia, and they make brand new mills. They work their people for $2 an hour, or some in cases 50 cents an hour, and you buy your fabric for $1 a yard, and it's better than what we're producing here. So whenever you go and you keep producing food, and then the box stores buy this stuff at a very cheap price, and if you had to make it here in the United States, you can't even pay the labor, much less than for the goods, the materials. You can't do it.
Basically, what you're saying right here is this: America cannot compete in the world market.
Absolutely.
Where we're at, we do not stand a chance.
That's right. We cannot. As long as we're going to go, as long as we keep sending out as much money as we send out, and this or that, we cannot. Whenever you go down here to Walmart, that money don't come here in Campbell County. It goes to Bentonville, Arkansas, or it goes to some other place. Realize that four people that's the head of Walmart owns more money than the bottom 40% of America. So that's 1,400,000 people. 4 people in America got more money than the bottom 140 million people put together.
Well, now,
and we keep doing this and we buy that stuff, and the thing about it is, if we're buying that stuff, we can't make it here. So what kind of jobs can you have?
Okay, now, and this is I'm talking facetiously. Barney has got the right idea to raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour, and I think it ought to go to $20, because what we'll do eventually, we're going to hit the wall. We may not want to, or we may already have. And the economy, if you wreck a country's economy, you can forget about everything else. Let me let you go to break.
Okay. Well, if I don't get any calls, give me a call. I got some other things that we'll get into here in a minute, okay?
You may have some people wanting to discuss local issues, but if you don't, we'll discuss it further.
Okay, buddy. Appreciate it.
Sure.
Okay, we'll be back out of these words from our sponsors.
Hey y'all, it's Mark Beckman with Insurance Consultants. Appreciate you tuning in tonight. You're used to seeing Blake McCoy sitting here, and tonight I'm going to sit in, and if you need any questions answered about Medicare, TennCare, how these benefits work together, do you qualify for extra help, those sorts of things, I can sure help out. Please give me a call, 866-691-5571.
Welcome to RaisX.
RaisX has a friendly service with a family environment with that country kick. It's a family owned with delicious food, offering breakfast, lunch, supper all day long, and great steaks, wonderful salmon. Also, for that sweet tooth, pies and much more. For the kids, games, daily specials, dine in or carry out. Call 423-569-3354. Call RaisX today.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor. Here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Hi, I'm Linda Kilgore. This is my 35th year with State Farm, my 25th year here in Campbell County. I'm not a high-pressure salesman. I like to just sit down with my customers and help them decide what's right for them. Thank you, and I hope to see you soon.
Razor, Ranger, Sportsman, Ace. If you live for the outdoors, there's a Polaris to match your passion. Confident, comfortable, capable. That's Ace. With a solo cockpit, automotive controls, independent suspension, all-wheel drive, and up to 45 horses of fuel-injected power. Calling it revolutionary would be an understatement. Polaris, the world leader in off-road innovation.
Why do my customers choose Husqvarna Power Equipment? That's easy, because my landscaping crew has to rely on a durable product.
I need the performance and quality that Husqvarna provides.
And the innovative products that help me move on with my day.
For maintenance parts or accessories, I don't have to go far. I know my Husqvarna dealer's right around the corner. Make the impossible possible and visit a Husqvarna dealer near you.
Visit your local Husqvarna dealer or go to husqvarna.com for more information.
Okay, folks, again, Ron's Golf Cart and the Indoor Flea Market. You get a chance to get down there. Now, I've heard we're going to have a little bit of snow again tonight, so you not got nothing else to do, and them roads as clear as they are right now around here. You can get down there, go down there and tell them that Ariel sent you and kind of check it out. If it rains or snows too much, you know, he lives out down towards Whitman Holler or out in Demery. He might not be able to get in. Boy, I went to Demery all the way to the lake, and you can't drive to Demery when the weather's good unless you're flying out of there in less than 30 minutes. I didn't realize it was that far down in there. I mean, that's a long way. But anyway, check them out and tell them that Ariel sent you. True Value Homes. True Value Homes has got some of the most beautiful homes, and if you've got a deed, a clear deed, that's your down payment. They'll put a house on it for you, and some of the most beautiful homes you'll ever see. And you can have them fix it about any way you want. They can change fireplaces from one place to another place, island place in your kitchens and all this stuff. Just do it. You're on the air.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good.
I don't agree with how he goes about his thing, but Trump has a great idea, and I do believe that he would get this country back as a working.
Oh, now you've changed from Bush?
No, I'm a Bushman. I'm a Bushman till the end. I mean, I'll ride him till he falls out, but I believe that's South Carolina. That'll be it. His money might carry him to Super Tuesday, but that'd be as far as he'll go.
Yeah.
He just ain't, the name's going to kill him.
Well, I started to say a while ago, Trump, he was saying we'll put the tariff so high that they can't sell that stuff so cheap. But the thing about it is if we can't sell it, well, and what are the people going to do? They won't have, they don't have the money to buy. And I started, and I'm glad you called about that. And now we can talk about anything you want to, but I wanted to get one more point in.
I believe that if we put the tariffs and taxes, because everybody knows, anybody's kept up with any of that over the years. I mean, the last 30 years, I mean, it is terribly, terribly low to coming in.
Uh-huh.
And we don't have, I mean, to the import and export of this country, I mean, it's pitifully low. And if if it does not get changed. But I mean, anybody, like I said, kept up with it, knew that this time was going to come, and it ain't even hit the wall yet. I mean, we're just now at the edge of the wall because we cannot carry on as a country bringing all these cheap goods in, not chartering them to bring them in. China has took over this country as far as goods, and we do not make them here no more. I mean, we've quit making so many products that we don't even make in this country.
Well, Carrier, they said that they was going to move to Monterrey, Mexico next year. They don't. 1,400 workers is out.
Exactly, and I mean, how many more? I mean, that has went in the last 30 years that's gone that don't, and they don't have to bring that money back because they come over and sell the product, and 80% of them goes back to them there. You know, so I mean, but we have got to get somebody in there that'll stand up and that'll have the gazongas enough to say enough is enough. We're not going to take your product, period. And then this country's got to wake up and do without some of the junk that's brung in, because 90% of it is junk that they send us. You know, and we do nothing but accept it.
Yeah, well, we just keep going buying it, though. And the thing about it is, it's just like this. And I can tell you this without even hesitating, that you can go make that product. Let's just use a $5 figure. You can make a pair of jeans in Mexico or maybe $3 in Indonesia, but it costs you $9.35 to make it in the United States, and you got to sell it for of time you pack it. And I'm talking about your transportation and your warehousing and labels and all that. That's on top of it. Labor, $9. Okay.
Right.
And you got to sell that for $35, and you bring the same product in, and you got the same name, same everything. But it can be sold down here at Walmart for $20. So, and the people's not going to go over to Sears. That's the reason Sears is going out of business.
But they're still buying it, though. I mean, they're still buying the product. But you went to a different class of people who's buying it. And I'm not saying a lower class or nothing, but the people that shop at these box stores, I mean, completely rely on them. I mean, I go out of my way not to shop at them, you know, in hopes.
They just some things that I shop. There's some things I don't.
Well, I rarely, if I go down there 2 or 3 times a year, and that is at the most. I mean, the absolute most.
Yeah.
But I just don't, because I don't believe in doing that. But that's just me. But Americans are going to have to wake up too. You know, I mean, you go through your house and you pick up the bottom of everything you look at, and it won't be made here.
But you know, shoes. You can't buy a pair of shoes that's made in America anymore.
Socks neither. There were 2 sock mills left in this country when I was buying socks. I mean, and they were one in North Carolina and one in Alabama, and they both shut down. There's no more socks in this country made. I know you say something simple as socks, you know, just simple as that. But it's a simple, 2,000 jobs when it got gone. You know, I mean, and they're gone and they'll never be back until we get somebody who steps up there. And as crazy as Trump is and sounds, and his remarks I don't agree with, what he needs to do is get him. I mean, he's Barnum and Bailey Circus all by himself. He's got it by himself. He needs to get somebody and spend that money to reel himself in, because he has a chance of winning this. People sit back and just laugh it off and everything because of the American people as a people, just because he's a TV personality and he's this and that. That'll get him elected just like it did Arnold in California. So, I mean...
Well, we see what Arnold was a disaster.
You're daggone right. And you don't think that it can't happen in this country?
Absolutely.
Just let him keep thinking that, and then Super Tuesday roll around, and he'll be thinking it again, and it'll be over. And then it's going to be up between Bernie and Hillary, and I don't think neither one of them have a fighting chance in hell of winning it. I truly don't.
I think Clinton will be your president. I really do.
I see I used to. I thought she had it a shoe in.
You know what? I really believe that all this stuff is coming out, every bit of it, it's probably in the big plan, because if she hadn't had nobody running against her, and whenever they got into the general and all this every little picky thing that they could pick at would have come out in the general, and they wouldn't have had time to really deal with it. Here they've got plenty.
If it's him versus her in the general election, that he won't, because if he gets the nomination, the Republican Party will not have no choice but to back him.
But I don't think they will.
If they'll have to. They won't have no choice. I mean, and they will. So that'll be that money plus the money on top of his own. Can you imagine the ads that he'll plaster on television against her? She ain't got three hopes in hell. And like I said a year ago, I told you that she would be the president, and I truly believe that.
I still believe that.
No, there ain't no way. I mean, there's no hope there at all.
I believe it. I mean, as much as I've ever believed anything, and I think that she will be the president.
I'll bet you a wooden nickel. So there we go.
You're on.
But I mean, he does, as crazy as he is, he does have some valid points that he brings to issue, because he will speak to things that a lot of politicians and a lot of people, me and you, will think, but we won't.
I'll tell you, it scares me to think it, because, see, I believe that he's got a mentality sort of like Putin, and when you've got two people that absolutely their heads clash, first thing that's going to happen, we'll be in a war with Russia.
Well, I don't doubt that either, but I mean, Russia's nothing to us no more. I mean,
no, they're
13th. Have you done any reading in the last couple of years? I mean, there are 13th worry. Of the people that the United States worries about. Russia falls 13th in that category.
Well, they're financially they're in ruin.
So, but we as a country, we don't need oil from these other countries no more. That's a thing of the past. We produce enough oil and gas in this country right now where we don't need.
The thing, in fact about it, it was on the news just the other day that we do not have the capacity to store anymore.
They've shut down. They've quit doing it.
Right.
How the boom was going out in North Dakota and South Dakota and everything is shut down. Oil's down at a price to where, look at gasoline.
27.
When's the last time you seen gasoline at $1.43 a gallon? And got the potential to go a lot lower, and probably will.
Well, it's $27 a barrel.
Okay, where was it at a year and a half ago? 99? It was over $100 a barrel.
One time it was $160 a barrel.
That's right.
And we're sending all that money to Saudi Arabia and
you damn right we did, but them days are over,
Yeah, they're over too.
Automakers, they've come along and they finally started building vehicles, that compete with the foreign vehicles. I'm telling you, this country better wake up to a lot of things, and I think a lot of people are starting to see the light, whether it be right or wrong, but they're starting to see it a little bit, because he is doing things, and he's on TV every day, so they show him saying all the crazy stuff he says, but he does throw something out there every day that does make a little bit of sense. But I am a Bush man, there ain't no doubt about that. I am die hard.
Okay, appreciate your call.
See you, brother.
Thank you, bye-bye. Yeah. Okay, I know the phone's been ringing, so give me a call. We'll get to you. But I got two or three things to talk about, but I'd rather talk about whatever you all want to talk about. You're on the air. You're on the air.
I'm for Hillary all the way.
Well, I am too.
Yes, I am. And Obama, I think he really tried to help the poor, the less fortunate. But the thing about it is, instead of the poor getting the benefits, the wealthier kept getting richer, more wealthier.
I agree with you.
My husband is a disabled veteran, and he is incontinent, and a lady came to the door. She was told by Delight from Senior Citizens, and Delight is a very nice person, I will say that. And she came to the door. She said, "We got a grant. We can get your husband incontinence defense." Well, guess what? He got 3 packs, and then she said, "This is all we can get." Now, a grant don't go that fast.
Yeah.
In my opinion, the money is being used and not for the better to the poor.
Okay. I
As
understand.
the old saying says, the rich keeps getting richer, the poor keeps getting poorer.
And there's
And one more thing I want to add on here. I think that I don't think they should cut the senior citizens as far as Meals on Wheels. And they did get a new vehicle, and I think that's just great. They needed one.
Okay.
I also think that they should have got someone out there should be able to drive on these roads and deliver meals unless it is hazardous. And we haven't got Meals on Wheels, and some days I think they could have got out there, and if they couldn't, they should have got a vehicle where they can get out here and deliver these meals to us seniors.
Okay. Appreciate your call, ma'am. And I agree with you. Maybe they need to look at what can be done, and if they see these things coming, maybe they can get box meals and leave them, like to give them to you today so you can have them tomorrow. Take some planning.
We don't even have a car. And I called the mayor. He didn't answer, so I called Jimmy Jeffers. And he says that they know nothing about the Meals on Wheels, that they don't have anything to do with that.
They don't. No, that's...
Well, who does?
The senior citizens. It's done at the senior citizens place.
Well, I know, but on the meals you get, it says funded from the sale of the hospital.
Well, evidently they may be giving some money and putting it into the senior citizen, but they're the ones that cooks them and plans them. I don't know if they are actually...
Well, but where is the money coming from?
The donations of different people.
Well, that's not what it says on the boxes we get.
Well,
It says funded by...
there's different funding.
But anyway, I do think that they should get a vehicle where they could deliver in the bad weather, unless it's just absolutely too
Well, now,
hazardous.
listen.
There have been days that I feel like that we didn't get meals and the roads dry.
Okay. All thing that I can say is, I think a lot of the senior citizen stuff is donated from different organizations, and some from the county, and some of the... Appreciate your call, ma'am.
Thank
you. You're on the air.
Hey, big guy.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, not much. Just hunkering down this weather. Hey, let's get back to the economy a little bit here. Can you tell me about how many pair of shoes you have at home right now?
Oh, how many pair of shoes I have at home?
Yeah.
That I wear.
Yeah, just a rough estimate.
Ones
you wear and ones you don't wear.
Oh, well, now, I don't know. I probably got 10 pair of shoes. But the thing about it is, let me tell you something. I've got...
Wait a minute. How many pair of shoes did you have when you were 10 years old growing up over there?
I got 1 pair a year.
There you go.
But what I'm saying is, now,
you were happy with that 1 pair of shoes, weren't you?
Oh, tickled to death because I didn't have any in the summer, and I wore them.
How many pair of pants have you got hanging in your closet at home?
Well, now that's not a fair question there, because I work for a
Wait
apparel.
a minute. Wait a minute. Just a
up gifts.
Well, I work for a apparel company. I'm not going to do that.
Well, let's say you got.
Because I was in
Let's say
charge.
you got 40 pair of pants hanging in your closet.
How did you know that?
How many did you have? I called you wife. Hey, how many did you have when you were 10 years old growing up?
Seriously, I had 3 pair or something like that.
I remember having 2 pair of pants. You wore one for 2 days while the other pair was being washed and cleaned and ironed.
That's about the same with me.
And all I had was 3 shirts. I remember having 3 shirts.
But the thing about it is, we can produce stuff so fast now.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, when people in this country decided they had to have them 40 pair of pants or them 10 pair of shoes, you couldn't pay $300 a pair of shoes and have 10 pairs. Hey, you and I are the same age.
Close.
You may be 10 or 20 years older than me, but we're at the same age. Do you remember in 1958 there was a real popular shoe that all us teenagers had to have? It was called a Bass Mock. Do you remember those?
What, was that the one that had that flip up like that in the middle and you flipped it back down?
No, these were shoestring tied, but they were called a Bass Mock. And in 1958, they cost $25 a pair.
No, I never had nothing like that.
Now, we had to save up for months to be able to go down and buy a pair of Bass Mocks. But they were real popular. You almost had to have them to be in, with the in crowd in high school. But anyway, I went over about 15 years ago over to Pigeon Forge. They have all those outlet stores.
Yes.
And there used to be a Bass outlet over there. I don't know if they're still there or not. I went in there. Now, they did not make the Bass Mock, but they had one that's almost identical to it. Guess what it cost 15 years ago? Now, 1958, which is 57 years ago, it was $25 a pair. Guess what it was priced at over there in the outlet store in Pigeon Forge?
Have no idea.
$25.
I know what you're saying.
Now, that $25 for those shoes in 1958 was a lot of money. You had to save up to be able to buy a pair. Even people today in some of the toughest circumstances can afford to go to that Bass Mock or Bass outlet and buy them a pair of Mocks for $25 today. What do we pay for tennis shoes down there at Walmart? $15, $20 a pair?
And I don't know. I really don't.
They're made in Asia, Bangladesh, anywhere they can make them and not have to worry about environmental regulations and where they pay people 10, 15, 25 cents an hour to make them. It costs more to ship them over here than it did to make them. Do you know that?
Oh, absolutely.
And the return on their investment is unbelievable. Nike and these stores or these companies, they give our colleges $100,000, $200,000 to wear that switch on their uniforms and stuff like that. I mean, it's just, the economy is so different today. I don't know if raising tariffs wouldn't do anything but hurt us.
I don't think. Well, I be honest with you. Now we're running up on a hard break, but I don't know that tariffs would fix the problem. I don't know what's going to fix the problem until we quit buying or at least looking for different ways to trade. But I still don't think that our national debt is a problem. Other countries are there's not a country in the world, probably maybe a Kuwait or somebody like that, or and Saudi Arabia, because and Saudi Arabia is going to get in trouble because they're having to start funding their own wars and stuff. When you're going to blowing up $2-3 million at a time at 100 of them a pop.
Well, you know they let TVA borrow money, and they owe more money than the United States does.
Probably. And well, you know how much their CEO makes a year?
Yeah, more than the President of the United States.
Well, the President of the United States makes $400,000 a year. The CEO of TVA makes $6 million a year.
Yeah. So. But anyway, thank you for taking my call, and you be safe out there tonight.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye.
We'll be back out of these words from our sponsors.
Hey, this is Mark with Insurance Consultants. You're used to seeing Blake McCoy sitting here, and I'm up here cutting a new commercial for y'all to look at. I help people with have Medicare and TennCare, and if you've got any questions about what you're eligible for, whether you should be getting extra benefits, is your plan changing, or do you even need anything to go with your Medicare? Those are the types of questions I can help you with. Please give me a call at 1-866-691-5571. I'll be glad to give you a call, and as always, we charge nothing for our services. If we can help you in any way, we'll be glad to do it. Y'all have a good day.
Welcome to RaisX.
RaisX has a friendly service with a family environment with that country kick. It's a family owned with delicious food, offering breakfast, lunch, supper all day long, and great steaks, wonderful salmon. Also, for that sweet tooth, pies and much more. For the kids, games, daily specials, dine in or carry out. Call 423-569-3354. Call RaisX today.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor. Here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Hi, my name is Jeremy Pierce. I may not be Jake from State Farm, but I do wear khakis. I've been here with Linda Kilgore's office for 2 years. I enjoy helping people make a decision regarding their insurance based on their needs and wants. I'm fully licensed. I enjoy selling auto, home, and life insurance. So feel free to come in or call in any time, and I'll be glad to help you.
Mule Pro FXT can't handle. The 2015 Mule Pro FXT. The Mule Pro FXT is engineered to smooth out the most rugged terrain. Over 8.5 inches of suspension travel make uneven surfaces feel a lot less jarring, while a tight 16-foot turning radius combined with electric power steering means easy and effortless cornering on a dime. Engine braking is tuned for a controlled feel when heading downhill, and high output LED headlights light up the way. Round out this exceptional package with the maximum stopping power of front and rear disc brakes, and there's almost nothing the Mule Pro FXT can't handle. The 2015 Mule Pro FXT.
Why do my customers choose Husqvarna Power Equipment? That's easy, because my landscaping crew has to rely on a durable product.
I need the performance and quality that Husqvarna provides.
And the innovative products that help me move on with my day.
For maintenance parts or accessories, I don't have to go far. I know my Husqvarna dealer is right around the corner. Make the impossible possible and visit a Husqvarna dealer near you.
Visit your local Husqvarna dealer or go to husqvarna.com for more information.
Okay, folks, we're back with you, and we got some other things here to talk about. Again, no school in Campbell County tomorrow. True Value Homes bringing you tonight's show, and Ron's Golf Cart and Indoor Flea Market. You go by, tell them L'Oreal sent you. I greatly appreciate it. But okay, I got another subject I want to talk about tonight. I was reading Ann Hester's General Store. Let there be light and consequences. And the consequences. and she talks about different things, and sometimes I'm almost afraid to take Ann Hester's because sometimes I read her the messages one way and it's intended to be another way, but I read her and tried to read it very carefully tonight, and a lot of times I come over and I'll read all the paper, and there's 2 or 3 things in the paper that I wanted to discuss this week, but there's some other stuff I want to discuss too, and then we've been getting to that. But she says there will be consequences, and the light is coming out, and I thought she made a super good point. The audit, and especially the audit that was done in the area where workers were either supposedly working during lunch break or over in the afternoon using county equipment to do things to where they could, I believe she's insinuating over the last 2 or 3 weeks, the way that this been, actually charging people to do that on their off time and making extra monies or something. If that's the case, then that was definitely wrong. That was wrong. So how long it's been going on, I don't. But whenever I read this, it seems that she's insinuating that maybe that was going on for more than just a little while. Why would it show up unless somebody pointed out that was going on? Because surely, if that's what's going on, this been going on for a long time, not just a few days, because it's the same. That process is evidently is something that the general public needs or wants, and it wouldn't just been happening lately. It wouldn't seem, and I think that's what she's pointing out. And I don't know exactly, because the state auditors just did not stumble into that situation, and they knew too much about it to just accidentally find that mess. So we may have a lot of stuff that's been happening now, and we've got another issue. And folks, I was at the courtroom when this one happened. When Mr. Potter made the recommendation that the present road superintendent take that position, or be given that position, and the county commission accepted that and named, I forgot his name. That's how I'm losing my mind, folks. I really am losing my mind, because I've got it, because Dillbeck, and I was in the courtroom when that happened, and I turned to someone, and I don't remember exactly who it was. There's somebody standing there, and I said, they can't do that. They cannot do that. That requires certain qualifications for them to do that, and I don't know that that man qualifies. It doesn't matter. If he does qualify, it still cannot be done until the state investigates and approves it. Now, and the reason why I wanted to bring this up so much is in Scott County, just last November, there was an election where a worker that run for alderman for the town of Oneida, and he won a seat. But come to find out, because the person that got beat, that was already in that position, sued, and the man could not take that seat because he didn't qualify. Because he worked for the town. Well, in a road superintendent and the sheriff's department, you must meet certain criteria, and it has to be approved by the state. Must be approved by the state. Now, Mr. Dillback will have to run again, but I don't know that Mr. Dillback, he might be able to qualify. That's the question. I'm not questioning whether Mr. Dillback has the qualifications or not. What I'm saying, the commission doesn't have the qualifications to name that person as a road superintendent. They don't have the authority to name a sheriff. Those have to be done by the state. And so, the person that's filing these lawsuits, they may have a very good case, but all I'm saying, if Mr. Dillback, it needs the commission, the election commission, must know before they put his name on the ballot. Now, Mr. Dillback is already, from my understanding, has already picked up his papers, has already turned his qualifications back in as far as getting the number of signers. Now, you guys know you had that one, Mr. Hatmaker, because one person signed that did not, and he come up one short and was unable to participate in the last election for county commission just 2 years ago. Well, actually a year and a half ago. But if I was Mr. Dillback, I would make sure, absolutely 100% sure, that I could run for that office before I would spend all that money. Because folks, running for a road superintendent or a sheriff or something in a countywide election, I don't know that you can run a countywide election for $20,000 or $30,000. It's hard. It's not an easy task. You got a lot of hours put in, and I'm saying, and I'm not saying this, and I don't want a lot of controversy over it. I'm just saying that the county commission failed their duty on naming Mr. Dillback, and Mr. Potter actually may have, I'm not going to say did, because this paper here has accused that in 3 different places where Mr. Muse has indicated that there has been people that has I guess he's actually, if you're looking at the paper, saying that there's been people that's falsified information, and that's a felony. This thing is bigger than most. Folks, it's on the front page, and it's, I don't know. I see more messes and coming up in Campbell County than any place I've ever seen in my life, other than Scott County. And we seem to, we had one of our county, I guess well, he's a county commissioner, but he is also serves as the examiner, the health exam, something, I don't know, they was calling it, last night they was calling it the coroner, office, but we don't have a coroner's office, and sign the death certificate and stuff like that. And anyway, without the county commission approving, or they say they didn't approve it, the guy had to come back to the court because he was getting his insurance paid, and no one didn't know it. So the county attorney supposedly called the finance director and told him to quit paying his insurance. Well, he comes with a lawyer and he said, and these kind of things, folks, if you're going to run for office, find out as much as you can about it. But I'm telling you right now, if any of you county commissioners is watching, there's two positions that really your local election commission should be on the ball on it. That's your sheriff and your road superintendent, because and you guys made that decision. I was there. And whenever it was recommended, and then the next, I guess it's it had to be on the next working week or whatever, or next meeting, then you just voted to accept that. So you had a few days to research or find out, can we do this? And in my mind, you could not do that. And there was somebody standing there beside me. I can't remember who it was, and I just turned around and said, they can't do that. But they did. So anyway, I wanted to bring that out. Now I'm ready to talk to you about anything you want to talk about, because I wanted to mention that. And then, and for another thing you all might have seen on the news last night, that there was a murder-suicide night before last now. It would have been Saturday night about 2 o'clock in the morning, or Sunday morning about 2 o'clock in the morning. Basically, that they said, they didn't know who killed who or what, but anyway, is the husband actually beat his wife to death. Beat her to death. Drove over about I'd say it's 15 to 18 miles from the site to where he actually beat his wife to death. He drove to his sister's house and drove into the driveway, and then that's where he committed suicide. So that's the story of this murder-suicide in Scott County this weekend. It happened about 2 o'clock Saturday night or Sunday morning, whichever one you want to say. So anyway, now I did go down to the election commission last week, and you had 3. I don't know how many you got now, but you got early voting now for your presidential primaries. Now, I don't know how many people has voted here in this presidential primary. I know through Saturday, now this was through yesterday, I hadn't got the day's figures, but they had only been 90 people. 90 people voted. And 24 of those was from a nursing home where they go over and walk through and let those people vote. So you take that 90 people and you take 24 from that, that's only 66 people in 4 days of voting. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So you're talking about 15 people, well actually 16 people a day. I don't even know why we have elections if we're not going to have, and I wonder how many of you guys have had, but I know that the weather this week, this weekend, but now the weather wasn't that bad last week. I mean, it was not good, but it wasn't that bad. I just you know, we need to get out and vote. And right now, it just, I'm just as upset and distrust our political system just as much as anybody. And I know a lot of you out there are thinking, well, what in the world, why are you for Hillary Clinton? I'm thinking that she could at least try to get us back into doing some of the things that are making things work that happened during Bill Clinton's. Maybe we can get somebody working together. Nobody's going to work together. Now, this Supreme Court judge, I mean, I can't believe that the man hadn't even got cold. And the Republican leader says we're not going to even address replacing them. You can send somebody down, but we're not going to even address it. And they talk about our Constitution. They don't care no more about our Constitution than anybody else. It's just, I'm talking about all of them, folks. You're on the air.
I want to say this too. If Bill Clinton was running, I would absolutely vote for him. I think he was one of the best presidents we had, and people put him down, like that scandal with that lady, I forget her name.
Monica Lewinsky.
But anyway, how many men has went out on their wife?
Oh.
I mean, come on. He's not the only one that did that, and I'm like you. I would vote for Bill Clinton in a heartbeat.
Yeah, okay. Appreciate your call. Yeah, folks, personal lives, I learned a lot working for the company that I work for, because I worked in an area where people seem to think it's the worst place in the world because of having the name of homosexuality attached to it. See, there's other places, and I worked there and off and on for over 20 years, folks. I spent a lot of time there. Not one time was I ever mistreated or anybody ever approached me in that kind of a manner. And I learned everybody is who they, and when I went in the Army, I had the same thing about blacks. You're on the air. But I know that they carried a rifle just like I did. Go ahead, you're on the air.
Well, like if you need a good lawyer, you go down there and you talk to him and whatever, and you're not going to go in there and ask him, have you ever smoked any dope or done this, you cheat on your wife, whatever. You're not going to go down and ask him if he's done that stuff, and he says, well, that's none of your business. And get mad and walk out the door. If you want that lawyer, you go in there and pay him. You don't worry about his personal life. And the president's saying, well, you hire them. They're like hired by the people, voted in, paid for the people.
Yep.
Taxpayers, and as long as they run the country and do the job, that's what they get paid for.
That's exactly. That's the way I look at it. I mean, it's
if he does wrong sins or anything, in the eyes of God, or does something he shouldn't do, or either me or you or anybody else is the same, well, there ain't nobody going to have to answer for that but him and his maker. Of course, his wife. If he'll forgive him for that, it ain't nobody else's business. I see it.
That's the way I see it. But
I look at it, we elected, and he run the country good. I believe it's $770 million surplus. you know nobody nothing. How much better could you have a country? And now look what a mess we're in. Like George Bush and Obama, he got in a place he had to spend money or have a depression, you know. I mean, you know, I don't,
Yeah.
he's not my favorite president, but I mean, Bill Clinton was a darn good president. He was running.
He was the best. And during my time, we had more jobs. Everything was doing good, and he even got impeached while he was in there. But he still kept on working and just kept on going and doing his thing.
Didn't have no major wars or anything.
Right.
And George Bush lied, you know, a lot of other people lied that at the beginning it looked like the military was in bad shape. Well, when they got ready to fight, kick Saddam out of Kuwait, the military is in good condition, good sound condition. Well, now, it was or it wasn't. So Bush said it was before he went to war. And so he changed his story awful soon, you know.
Yes, and we don't need the number of, you know, why would we want a 4 million person army? I mean, we've got so much technology now. But they proved that in 1990 whenever they're sending those bombs through kitchen windows. We can blow up anybody we want to blow up.
Exactly. What's the difference in going out and cheating on your wife, which you shouldn't do, and it is wrong, in my opinion.
Yep.
Doing that and then swearing a lie to get a war started and killing all innocent people, bring their boys home with no legs, no arms, and all that. That could have been prevented. I agree with Donald Trump on that.
That's one thing Donald Trump and I agree on, and I've said it from the beginning.
That was the most stupid thing that any president could ever done. Him and Dick Cheney, they're liars and they're crooks, and I tell them to their face right up to them.
Appreciate your call.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that's one thing Donald Trump and I agree on, and I've said it from the very beginning. There's no reason for us to go to war, because the thing about it is, folks, those people have been fighting over there because of their faith. I don't know where you would call it, religion or what you call it, because of their faith, the way that they believe. You're a devil, you're an infidel, you can't go to heaven, or you can't, and they've been fighting and killing each other for over 6,000 years. History tells us that. I know some people says, well, we've not been here 6,000 years. Yeah, it was before Christ. I don't know how long before Christ, and I don't think there's anybody who really knows exactly how, what years we started or whatever on this earth. But, you know, now, the one person that upset me the most, and I was glad that they got him, was Gaddafi. And you know why? Gaddafi, I was really pleased with Gaddafi, because he thumbed his nose at us, and under Ronald Reagan so many times, and the first Bush, and just dare us to do anything about him. And so finally somebody killed him, or had him killed, or went through. Now I was, but really, well, anyway, I'm gonna get away from that. It's break time. We're going to get out of here and take a break. We'll be back after these few minutes. But now, if you want to get a call in, I am going to leave tonight about 10 till. So we'll be back right after these words from our sponsors.
Are you missing out on extra Medicare benefits that you may be entitled to? Hi, my name is Blake McCoy with Independent Insurance Consultants. If you have Medicare A and B and have Medicaid, TennCare, Q&B, or receive extra help on your prescription, drug premium, and copays, I want to make sure that you are receiving all the extra benefits that you are entitled to. Call me toll-free today, 1-866-691-5571, and let me help you.
Welcome to RaisX.
RaisX has a friendly service with a family environment with that country kick. It's a family owned with delicious food, offering breakfast, lunch, supper all day long, and great steaks, wonderful salmon. Also for that sweet tooth, pies and much more. For the kids, games, daily specials, dine in or carry out. Call 423-569-3354. Call RaisX today.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor. Here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Hi, I'm Ann Love with Linda Kilgore State Farm Agency. I have worked in the insurance and financial services industry for over 20 years, formerly with the John R.W. Brown Agency. I'm a native Campbell County and enjoy helping people with their insurance needs. Stop by and see me for all your insurance needs.
The Mule Pro FXT can't handle. The 2015 Mule Pro FXT. The Mule Pro FXT is engineered to smooth out the most rugged terrain. Over 8.5 inches of suspension travel make uneven surfaces feel a lot less jarring, while a tight 16-foot turning radius combined with electric power steering means easy and effortless cornering on a dime. Engine braking is tuned for a controlled feel when heading downhill, and high-output LED headlights light up the way. Round out this exceptional package with the maximum stopping power of front and rear disc brakes, and there's almost nothing the Mule Pro FXT can't handle. The 2015 Mule Pro FXT.
Why do my customers choose Husqvarna Power Equipment? That's easy, because my landscaping crew has to rely on a durable product.
I need the performance and quality that Husqvarna provides.
And the innovative products that help me move on with my day.
For maintenance parts or accessories, I don't have to go far. I know my Husqvarna dealer is right around the corner. Make the impossible possible and visit a Husqvarna dealer near you.
Visit your local Husqvarna dealer or go to husqvarna.com for more information.
Okay, folks. Again, True Value Homes bringing you tonight's show over in Scott County. Folks, you have a chance to even over there, and you know we got the RaisX back on the air with us, and we sure appreciate them. We hope you'll run by there and check it out anytime you're over there. They're closed on Sundays and Mondays, but folks, it's just fantastic food. And Ron's Golf Cart and Indoor Flea Market. And then I wanted to do a little bit of a feel on the election. And I want to see if there's anybody out there that can call me right off the bat here and tell me the names of the people that's left in the Republican race. You're on the air.
Well, I wanted to bring this up right quick and I'll let you get on to other calls. I want to make this clear. In no way am I putting down or trying to degrade senior citizens. My husband is 86. He's a disabled veteran. I totally do all. I'm a caregiver, do all the work. He is not able to do anything. And what I'm asking is whoever is in charge of delivering these meals, please, if the road is clear enough, get those meals out to people like us that need it.
Okay, thank you.
I want to say this, if she's listening, She is such a super nice person.
Okay.
But whomever is in charge of delivering these meals, if the road is not hazardous, please get out there and deliver meals to people like us that really need the help. Thank you.
Thank you. You're on the air.
Yeah, Ariel, that Razak commercial, they need to restate something on there. I was listening to it, they said steaks all day long are the best. Well, they do have steaks.
But it's after 4 o'clock.
After 4 o'clock, yeah, but they've got it on there, cause I took a bunch over Saturday, and we got over there before 4, they didn't have them.
Uh-oh.
And that guy that owned that sports shop, he told me if I mentioned your name, I had to leave. He said, I charge you for using it, which he was just kidding.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, he said, no, said I advertised with him in Campbell County and Scott County on the
Okay. Oh, God, I hate that and about the steaks. But did you get a good meal anyway?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But, I mean, it's after 4, but they just run an advertisement before that saying all day long.
Uh-huh.
No, it's after 4.
Oh, okay. I'll have to see if we can get that. Did you hear that, the honeybee? I'll have her to edit that.
Yeah, because it said steaks there, and we went over. I was bragging on them steaks so good, got them people wanting to gather in.
Oh, God.
They didn't, but, you know, they enjoyed what the guy did.
I'll have to get on Daniel, or he'll get on me about it. He might not pay me.
No. He's talking about the good there.
Oh, okay. Appreciate it. Now, wait a minute. Let me put you on the spot. Can you name all 6 that's left on the Republican ticket right now?
The Carly Farina.
Now, you done already out. You done lost.
I thought she was out.
She is out. I'm saying the ones that's left.
Oh, the ones that's left, that's Trump and Bush and Rubio and Kasich and, Bush, Kasich, and Rubio and Trump. But if Trump goes in, that'll be the first time I ever vote for Hillary Clinton. I'm telling you, 'cause that man right there, I think he's a radical.
There's no question about it. You think?
And he don't have enough class to be a president.
You can't bully countries like you can bully your employees.
No, and you don't get up in front of a bunch of kids and use
the language that he uses either. Yeah, I agree with you.
He sure don't. But he's about as goofy as they come in my book.
Huh?
I said Trump's about as goofy as they come in my book, and especially something like that running for president.
Oh, okay. Well, you failed the test. I want to go to somebody else.
No, I got every one of them.
No, you didn't.
I didn't. Who did I leave out?
Start over again.
Okay, there's Bush.
Okay.
There's Rubio.
Okay.
Kasich.
Okay.
There's Trump.
Okay.
Then Ted Cruz.
You'd already said that.
Oh, I done said Ted.
Yeah.
Bush. And Trump. Kasich.
Now you got 5 of them.
Yeah, one other. The closest thing I can get, Hillary's in there, right? Hey, but you have a good one,
Okay, I appreciate it. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, somebody call me. Yeah, you probably already looked them up and wrote them down, but let's see how many can call me and tell me all 6 of them. You're on the air.
Yeah, I want to name those.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, there's Kasich.
Okay. Who's that behind you telling you what to say?
Let me.
Huh?
Can I start over?
Yeah.
Cruz.
Okay.
Rubio,
Okay.
Trump,
Okay.
Bush.
Okay.
That's all of them.
That's 4. There's 6.
Kasich, I know how many there is. I don't miss a beat.
Okay,
I'm a Democrat.
Okay, tell me.
Right. There's Kasich,
1,
Cruz,
2,
Jeb Bush,
3,
Trump,
4,
Parson.
5.
Oh, did I say Rubio?
No, you finally got them all.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you wasn't a Democrat, which one of them would you vote for?
Oh, Hillary.
You're not going to vote for it. You ain't going to vote for either one of them, huh?
I'm going to vote for Hillary.
Okay. Appreciate your call.
I'm not a Republican. I don't go along with all that junk. They liar, and all that junk.
Boy, did you ever see anything like that before?
No. And I've been voting since I was 18, and I'm 79. I've never seen nothing like that.
I'll be 74, and I've never seen nothing like that either.
No.
It's
awful.
And I'll tell you,
to have people like that running.
the one person that bothers me the most is Cruz. I can't stand the man.
I don't like him either.
He's supposed to be the most conservative, and he acts like he's the most religious of all of them, but he's a cheat.
I know. He lies, and he can't take when they tell him he lies.
How anybody could vote for him is beyond me.
Well, you didn't see Trump's news conference today where he called him a liar. He's going to sue him.
I know, I hadn't seen nothing.
And if he don't get the nomination, he's talking about going as an independent.
Again?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Well, I hadn't heard that. Appreciate your call.
Okay,
thank you very much. Okay, folks, I got about 8 minutes, and I'm going to be getting out of here because, I want to try to get out a little bit before 10, and if I can get out in time before some of the places close, I might have to stop and get that little. I got to pick up my grandson tonight because there's no school in Scott County tomorrow, and I need to get out of here and might pick him up because when I call him, he might want something to eat, and I got to take care of him. You're on the air.
Ariel, I got a whole bunch of brothers and sisters, and every one of them are voting for Cruz.
Oh, you got to be kidding.
Oh, sure is.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Every one of them voting for Cruz.
I swear I believe he's the biggest hypocrite I've ever seen. You still there?
He may be on the Republican side, but he's sure on the Democrat side.
But he's a hypocrite.
Hey, there'll be one or two of them come back in and call me a liar.
Oh, so they are not doing it. They're all Democrats. Oh, you sorry thing.
There you
go. Oh, I believe if I was your brother, I'd probably get even with you some way. Talk to you later. Okay, we got a few minutes. Anybody got anything else to come in with? We'll be happy to put it in our. I highly recommend, folks, that you buy the Christian Journal this week and read Ann Hester's column. Now, I don't always agree with her column, but this is a doozy. I mean, well, she's not calling any names, or she's not, but boy, she's taking on City Hall. I mean, she's taking it on. Or I'm reading it wrong one. And she's calling them. She's not saying City Hall. She's saying politicians. and the finger has been pointed at almost every angle. So, anyway, like I say, I got about 4 or 5 minutes. Anybody wants to call in and got anything? There's no school tomorrow. I know the kids. You know, one of the things that bothers me a lot of times when I get out of here at 10 o'clock at night, especially on school nights, and I run by McDonald's. Sometimes I run by McDonald's because some of the other restaurants are closed or something, and there'd be a bunch of kids, especially in the summertime, at 10 o'clock at night on a school night, standing out in the parking lot at McDonald's. You're on the air.
Well, you know, I remember a lot of people calling you and asking you about being saved and all this, that, and that. But I'll tell you one thing. There's nothing that I despise more than a hypocrite that uses religion and that worse than the criminals some of them is on the street.
Yeah, it bothers me bad when they use it that to get elected. It just bothers me really bad. Appreciate you.
Or anyone. I mean, anyone that uses religion to in politics or anything else.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In politics, it just. I had a person, and there was another call that called just before you called there, or just after you called. They hung up. But one of the things that I was talking about the other day to a person, and they was just absolutely, I mean, ripping that because the problems that we're having is their prior has been taken out of school, and it's not. But then we started talking, and I don't want somebody teaching my child this or that. Well, wait a minute. If that's the reason why they took it out of the classroom, because I don't want a Hindu, or I don't want and I nothing against the Muslim, but I don't want them teaching. I don't want anybody teaching my children or something that I want them to teach them the way I believe. Appreciate your call. I got another call. I want to get it.
But I tell you, there are just too many people out there that says I love Jesus and this and that and other, and I believe in God with all my heart. But this is why they wonder why people don't go to church.
Okay.
Act like do it. If you're going to be a Christian, live it and do it.
Okay,
don't be a hypocrite.
Appreciate your call. Bye-bye. You're on the air.
It wasn't, Aunt Hester didn't take on the city hall, she took on the courthouse.
Oh, okay.
I really enjoyed that article.
Okay.
And, I don't think Hillary has always been so truthful.
Well, do you know any of them that have?
And her husband either. And what about Amanda Salmons? She used religion to get her help her get elected.
Amanda?
Yes.
I wish she would come on the air here and explain some of the things that she's done, because she...
Well, she was back in the paper last Tuesday again.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, well, you need to get you a Sentinel every day. You can get it for $18 a month delivered. And that's the Knoxville Sentinel is really after her.
Okay, appreciate your call.
Thank you.
Thank you, and bye-bye. Folks, don't forget our sponsors. That's True Value Homes and Ron's Golf Cart and Indoor Flea Market here in La Follette. And I sure do appreciate it tonight. I've enjoyed myself, and thank you, callers that's called and talked for quite a while with me. That's, when I don't get a whole lot of calls, I love to talk and philosophize, especially with Mr. Henson. I love it. And I love talking to any of you, and I really do enjoy it. And again, don't forget our sponsors, True Value Homes, Ron's Golf Cart and Indoor Flea Market. And I'll see you all next week.